a Spiritualist by Jean-Louis. I assure you, said the Commandant, that I adore women, that without a woman in my life I cannot exist. But one must admit that one has exceptions. They are frankly disappointing, or else they exact so much that the day comes when inevitably one asks oneself, is it worthwhile? In any case, it cracks. It always cracks. He fixed his monocle more firmly into his eye to look at a passing lady with an expression like that of an amiable and cynical old fox. And it is my opinion, madame, that is the fault of the woman. All the misunderstandings, all the quarrels. It is astonishing how gentle, how easily fooled most men are. Even an old Parisian like myself, madame, I assure you that of all men, the Parisians are the most sentimental. And it is astonishing how lacking in calm and balance is the most clever woman, how prone to weep at a wrong moment. In a word, how exhausting. For instance, a few months ago I was obliged to break with a most charming little friend whom I passionately adored, because she exaggerated her eccentricity. One must be in the movement, even though one may regret in one's heart the more agreeable epoch has vanished. A little eccentricity is permissible. It is indeed chic. Yes, it is now chic to be eccentric. But when it came to taking me to a chemist and forcing me to buy her ether, which she took at once in the restaurant where we dined, and then hanging her legs out of the taxi window in the middle of the boulevard, you will understand that I was gêné. I found that she exaggerated in the middle of the boulevard. Most unfortunately, one can count no longer on women, even French women, to be dignified, to have a certain tenue. I remember the time when things were different and more agreeable, I think. The Commandant gazed into the distance, and his expression became sentimental. His eyes were light blue. He even blushed. Once I was happy with a woman, only once. I will tell you about it. Her name was Madeleine, and she was a little dancer with whom some sale en individu had deserted when she was without money and ill. She was the most sweet and gentle woman I have ever met. I knew her for 2 years, and we never quarreled once or even argued. Never, for Madeleine gave way in everything. To think that my wife so often accused me of having a sale caractère. He mused for a while, a sale caractère. Perhaps I have, but Madeleine was of a sweetness. Oh well, she died suddenly after 2 years. She was only 28. When she died, I was sad as never in my life before. The poor little one, only 28. 3 days after the funeral, her mother, who was a very good woman, wrote to me saying that she wished to have the clothes and the effects, you understand, of her daughter. So in the afternoon, I went to her little flat, Place de l'Étoile, 4th floor. I took my housekeeper with me, for a woman can be useful with her advice on these occasions. I went straight into the bedroom and I began to open the cupboards and arrange her dresses. I wished to do that myself. I had the tears in my eyes, I assure you, for it is sad to see and to touch the dresses of a dead woman that one has loved. My housekeeper, Gertrude, she went into the kitchen to arrange the household utensils. Well, suddenly there came from the closed sitting room a very loud, a terrible crash. The floor shook. Gertrude and I both called out at the same time, "What is that?" And she ran to me from the kitchen saying that the noise had come from the salon. I said, "Something has fallen down," and I opened quickly the sitting room door. You must understand that it was a flat on the 4th floor. All the windows of the sitting room were tightly shut, naturally, and the blinds were drawn as I had left them on the day of the funeral. The door to the hall was locked. The other led into the bedroom where I was. And there, lying right in the middle of the floor, was a block of white marble, perhaps 50 centimeters square. Gertrude said, "Mon Dieu, monsieur, look at that! How did that get here?" Her face was pale as death. "It was not there," she said, "when we came." As for me, I was just looking at the thing, stupefied. Gertrude crossed herself and said, "I am going, not for anything, for nothing in the world will I stay here longer. There was something strange about this flat." She ran. I Well, I did not run. I walked out, but very quickly. You understand, I have been a soldier for 25 years, and God knows I had nothing to reproach myself with regard to the poor little one. But it shakes the nerves, something like that. The commandant lowered his voice. The fact was, I understood. I knew what she meant. I had promised her a beautiful white marble tombstone, and I had not yet ordered it. Not because I had not thought of it, oh no, but because I was too sad, too tired. But the little one doubtless thought that I had forgotten. It was her way of reminding me. I looked hard at the commandant. His eyes were clear and as naive as a child's, a little dim with emotion. Silence. He lit a cigarette. Well, to show how strange women are, I recounted this to a lady I knew not long ago, and she laughed. Laughed! You understand? Fou rire. And did you know what she said? She said, how furious that poor Madeleine must have been that she missed you.